Alright, my friends, we have no time to lose. It is time to make our villager hall pretty from the outside. Right now, it is just a giant yellow box, and we can't have that. Sir. Sir. No. They're after my villagers, the little buggers. What? No! How did they get up here? Buddies, pals, friends. How many of my guys did they kill? They killed a bunch of dudes over here. Well, that's just rude, actually. What the heck, guys? It looks like the guys who actually have trades are okay still. But, dang. We need to get a roof on this place stat. The first part of this mission is, of course, going to be giving ourselves the rest of the exterior that we want going on here. So this build is very much inspired by just a bunch of different builds in South America, particularly like Colombia. And what we're going to do to kind of finish off the shape of this build, because oh my gosh, it is a big old box right now. We're going to add just a couple of additional pieces to this thing. So the first one is we're going to build like a an extension, a box off this side of the thing. Let's go like here, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this area is going to be mostly just like its own garden area. So we'll let the terrain work its way into this box, but then we'll just fill in the rest with also some grass and dirt for the moment. This will change eventually. So on this side, we're just going to put this little arched area. I think we're probably going to want to flatten out the terrain a little bit. And then, of course, fill all this gap in as well. Sir, stop with the evasive maneuvers already. Jeez. Do any of you guys have yellow terracotta by any chance? I've got yellow glazed. That's great. Come on, yellow? Anybody? Anybody? No yellow. Ah, darn it. That would have been nice. Okay, terracotta obtained. I think I am going to move this wall. I'm going to build it up just a couple more blocks, I think. Okay, let's step back and look at all of this shape. Ooh, I like this. This feels so much more dynamic than whatever the heck we had going on before. So I think the next piece is going to be the full exterior of the building. So let's go ahead and section off the front of this building. 39, 40, 41. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 41 is a prime number. What the heck was I doing here? Okay, if we divide it out into 3 segments, we should be able to make that work, maybe? 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That's more like it. And that's extra perfect because that pillar sits right on that corner, so we don't even need to worry about this guy. The next bit is going to be finding our second story. No, I actually want that to be a tiny bit lower. I want it to be like 1 lower, maybe? Okay, before we start building arches, we are in need of yet another wood type. Whoa! We are going to have some window balcony things up in here. So we're going to take these and we're going to fill them up with flowers and leaves. And let's try adding a teensy bit of mangrove slabs. Yeah. Okay. So then, with these, I would like to put in a proper window. Makes sense, right? Unfortunately for us, I think a proper window in this case is going to be redstone lamps. I think up here, I want to do redstone lamps. Yeah, I think that works. And then we will surround it with flowers and leaves in a bit. Now, I do want more detail in these shapes. Let's go ahead and add some fence gates. And we take a look at that. Oh yeah, that just gives like a tiny bit more depth. And then let's do the same thing on the sides. There's a teensy little part of me though that wants to try something even fancier. What if we took these and we swapped them out with these guys? Let's pull back and look at that. Okay, maybe not facing front, but what if we turned them? Okay. Oh, they do unload. Oh no! So they really only work well for interior details anyways. Ah well, it was worth a shot. So now that we have the upper windows, let's go ahead and start working on making some arches and depth down here. We tweak a shapey here, we tweak a shapey there, we fall off scaffolding and we shake it all about. Okay, shape-wise, I don't hate it. I still feel like we might need to just push all of the bits in one. I don't think, like, I was prepared to have a lot of depth going on here, but I think I might just need the one. Let's put a couple more in and see how it looks and then make a decision from there. Basically, what I'm talking about is I have all of this space to work with to make more depth. I need something really good to fill, like, this next layer in if I keep going with that, though. Okay, we have a second arch. Let's back off and look at that. Ooh, I do like it, though. I do. Okay, time to figure out how this freaking terracotta works. So, if we put it like that, it does that. If we put it like that, it does that. If we do it like so... Okay. So, what's the angle to get that into that corner? Do we do that? Nope. Do we do from the back, maybe? That's it. Oh, of course it is. Ooh, I like the shape that changes it into. Do you see how putting the fences over the tops of the copper bulbs, it turned the pattern more into these squares rather than these middle bits? I like that a lot. Does anyone else, when they're building, find themselves just stepping back and staring at the build for a very long time, not really able to put their finger on what they do or don't like about it, just staring? I'm kind of feeling like the dark oak shape is maybe too complex. It feels too complex to me. I think that's the main issue I'm having with it. There we go. That feels so much better. Okay. I think the moral of the story was that I was trying too hard. Don't be a tryhard or something. What do you think you're doing chilling up there, my guy? Ooh, this is probably not that 50 blocks away, but we can see if we get that skeleton advancement. I got it! It was 50 blocks away. Look at that. Nice. I don't know how people make this bit look so effortless. Like, the people who just do, like, these super detailed structures, absolute wizards. That's what they are. I think it works. I can see it starting to become part of the structure. So I think it's working. I think we're getting places. Like, now that all 4 arches are up, I can visualize what this looks like completed. But I think now that we've messed with the shapes that we're using, we can go ahead and just time-lapse this build. And there we have it. Most of the exterior of this place is very nicely detailed now. I really, really love how this turned out. It's got so much greenery and so much just little bits of details, and my absolute favorite thing, I was gonna try and use the gold blocks and like some other blocks as kind of a painty type texturing, but then I started just like putting a few in here and there, and it started looking like kintsugi cracks in the building, and so we just ran with that, and I love it so much. Also, this build is so glowy at night, which is just excellent. Good vibes all around, and that's a zombie, so let's go sleep through the night. Okay, so clearly the exterior has been detailed pretty nicely, but this interior needs a lot more detailing. We did a little bit of like more work on the walls. We put a little banner hanging over the side of the building and things like that. But we really need to focus on the actual like living areas now, because this is unacceptable. Absolutely, utterly unacceptable. At some point in all of the building, zombies spawned somewhere and zombified a bunch of these guys. After all of the pillager shenanigans, of course, earlier. So we gotta cure these guys up. Alright, my friends, let's take care of this situation. That's 2 there. There should be 4 here, and let's see if we can't pull everybody right over here. Okay. They do not want to be pulled right over there, so we're going to go over the top of things instead. Yeah. Let's go. Jump. Okay, awesome. And we gotta get the other guys before this wears off. We go bam, 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 bam. Excellent. Cool, and we had a couple left over. Awesome. I genuinely don't know what to do with this upstairs. We have a lot of open available space, and I don't have anything to do with it yet, actually, other than having these guys. I'm gonna fill up a lot of the back of this area with just more layers of bookshelves and like make it very library-esque. But then there's so much more space. And there's the villager breeder, and I'm not sure how to make that nicer. Lots and lots of things to do up here. There we go. There we go. All right. Everybody's happy again. Okay, and the reason I need all of these guys is I need so much glass, because we're about to do the terrible, horrible, awful idea that I had in the middle of last episode. It's such a good idea, but it's also terrible, horrible, awful because... Oh, gosh. Okay, you guys need to stop stacking like this. Why do they keep doing this? It's really annoying. You don't have glass. You don't have anything yet. You also don't have glass. Ugh. A waste of my time. But while we're obtaining buttloads of glass for this project, Space set up a springtime scavenger hunt for the server, and we did that a few days ago with Aspen. So let's go find some treasure.
Ow.
That was a
Okay,
choice. There's a lectern right here, so I think this is
here.
the correct lectern.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Easter time, and what better way to spend the holiday than a hunt for goodies? I've buried my treasure somewhere on this server, and it's up to you to solve my riddles and find it. Feel free to use Blue Map. You take your first step and look right out the door, searching for treasures and wonders galore. Now it's time for a hint, a blast from your past, for the next clue is guarded by one happy ghast. Okay. Look right... I think we need to look right out the door to determine which happy ghast.
Space's door?
Presumably.
Because here's Space's door, or one of them. There's actually three doors
doesn't the
here.
ghast...
And the ghast does live to the right. It does, yeah, the ghast lives in the tree. So I'd assume it's Space's ghast, but it could also... Mine is also from the right, from my front door. So if we're not finding it here, I would guess that mine maybe would be the one to go to.
When Space made this, it was unclear who would be doing this. Nope. All right. The sign says nope.
The sign says nope. Aha! I see a sign.
Spoon?
It also says nope.
Oh. Who's this little guy?
What little guy?
You're a snowman.
The
Do you have a name? Do you have any emotional attachment to him?
No, and the golem in that spot has already deceased once.
Twice. Anyways!
Oh, there's a chest up here. Is it a Miriam chest or is it a space chest? That's the next question. It's a space chest!
What's it say?
Alright, this book says, atop the balloon, now you know the direction, but know that this next step requires reflection. Go to the place where Dee's trident was found and pass all the salmon as you go underground.
Okay. Basically, yeah, so we went up that waterfall. I remember that because I went up the waterfall and you were like, oh, that's much easier than climbing. And then we were getting the trees up there. And then, yeah, and then here's the lake. Because we all went down, to a lake. And there was a little waterfall that we rode down. And this is where we all emerged and had salmon heads on our heads.
That's where I threw the trident at you.
So
it says go past the fish and swim underground. So I kind of feel like there's this big underwater cavern over here. I feel like it's got to be in there somewhere, yeah?
Presumably. I have been struggling to enter swim mode though, so we'll see how this goes.
You're doing fine. Alright, and there's little bits of... Oh, there's a chest right here!
High in the sky, past a pit under sea, it's a place far above where the slime balls would be. All dark inside with its face pointing west, you'll find some explosive inside of its chest. That's gotta be the creeper farm, right?
That's gotta be the creeper farm, yep. Well, that's just like...
this way. A hop, skip, and a jump over here.
Exactly.
Here's the face pointing west.
It sure is. So, is the clue? The clue is in the creeper chest. Amazing.
Nice. Do you want to read it? We can take turns.
Sure. High in the mountains, a lush little valley. It's got axolotls, if that's up your alley. a quaint little pond with drip leaves and clay, and it's next to a base, so please don't delay. I know exactly where that is.
Okay, good, because I don't.
That's my base, which is currently loaded in its own floating voxy chunk for me right over there.
Sick. I'll follow you.
Let's go!
Oh, that really isn't that far, actually.
It's not. A pond. A pond. Is it this pond? It doesn't look like it's this pond.
Oh my gosh, look at all the ore in these hills. I just want to mine it all. Good thing I didn't bring my pickaxe.
You leave my ores alone. They're there for the aesthetic now. I'm just like gonna fly around the ring and see if there's a specific, because here's the thing, he put a sign out here. Is there a chest in the middle? No, there's not. I went and looked at this too. Is it in one of my chests? Bad things in that cave. Oh!
You see
I found it! It's just waterlogged and I kept looking past it.
Oh, okay, that's tricky. That's tricky. It's waterlogged. Oh my goodness.
It's just right
Okay,
there.
what do we got?
The first spot we looked. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. High in the nether, go right past the dent, then journey far south to the piglin's lament. A pillar of magma high up in the air, you'll find infinite nuggets. Piggies beware.
This is so good. I love it
delightful.
so much.
Okay, well,
Absolute
it'd be
whimsy.
faster to take your portal, right?
It sure would. If I ever did something like this, I would have to make the clues on stream so chat could tell me what to write. I'm impressed with Space's rhymes. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a chest just sitting there by itself. Don't mind the rotten flesh floating everywhere. There's a saga going on with this thing. Next clue. Very far west, in a polar bear's home, you'll find the next hint in a cold, frozen tome. The shipwreck is lodged in an icy blue wall, so please take some care. Don't trip and don't fall. Do you know where that is?
Ice.
Yes.
Not off the top of my head, but I'm pulling up the blue map. Maps. Overworld. I'm gonna narrate this all so you get to hear it. Okay, so there's two sort of icy areas. I'm assuming it's gonna be in the bigger one.
I think that's a safe assumption considering that's also by Space's base and he has a bunch of signs out there.
Yeah, there's three that I see. There's a lush cave, there's ice monument, and there's future pirate ship base. So that feels maybe like, you know, a ship lodged in ice.
Yeah, it does. There's ice this way. Do not mind the villager in a box. The sign is around here somewhere. Maybe a little farther south. Aha! This looks exactly like it.
Not this one.
Not this one. We have to go back up.
How the heck did they get out? How the heck did they get out of here?
It's a good question.
They got no ladders.
Here, I will put a ladder in. No, all of my ladders are somewhere else.
I fixed it. You can parkour up here. And by parkour, I mean climb it like a stairs.
Amazing. Where's the last one live? Oh, the torches, definitely. All right. There's one last clue that I now care to say. It's held by a worker who's busy all day. He moves like the man who rolls stones up a hill and makes little progress despite all his will. He's rusty and green, and he lives by the lake. So hurry up now. Don't make a mistake.
I know who that
Sisyphus, who never got name tagged.
Alright, off to Sisyphus.
Off to Sisyphus. Okay.
Sisyphus!
Sisyphus! Is it in Sisyphus's box? It is in Sisyphus's box. It's the last clue.
You've come all this way, and I must say I'm proud. But sadly for you, I must cast a dark cloud. For the answer has always been under your nose, and I must tell the truth before we can close. I laughed and I laughed when you started this quest, for all of my treasure was under that chest. And now here's my trick, a pin in your heart, for the place of my treasure is back at the start.
Ha!
Well, there's still treasure.
There's still treasure to be found.
We should have just dug under the thing. You got us. You got us. Yeah, it's right here.
Nice. It does have a bamboo block over it, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
There's a whole
so
bunch
much
of stuff in
treasure.
here. The end. Do you want to read that one?
Sure. Nice throw. You still picked it up.
Well,
Very nice. The end. Congratulations, you found my buried treasure. But remember, the real treasure is the friends we made along the way. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? The real treasure is golden diamonds. Here you go. Be smart with your riches. Happy Easter, or whatever day it is, which we are actually doing this on Easter. I'll take a cake and like a block's worth of diamonds, because I do need those soon. And I haven't been mining.
I will mine my own diamonds. And I'll take half a stack of golden carrots.
Nice.
I don't need the eggs. Now, you know what? I'm going to take one egg and I'm going to name it for that. This is the egg that I found.
Amazing. He's
There we
tricked us
go.
into
We did it.
exercise so dastardly. That was really fun. I'm so impressed with all of the rhymes.
Yeah, that
Those
was
are
delightful.
really good.
And like good meter to it as well. It did not feel forced like a lot of attempted rhyming does.
Yeah.
Very well done, Space. I don't know if Space is watching it all, but very well done.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Man, I
Happy
hope nobody
Easter.
found my buried treasure.
No, not at all.
That would be terrible. They might have made off with pieces of it.
And also, I tried to make the treasure. It would be really funny. It would just be a full chest full of like golden carrots, but I spent like 3 hours trying to make that many golden carrots, and it didn't work.
Oh, did you need more carrots? Do you need more
No,
carrots?
no,
I need more carrots.
no.
Carrots?
The real treasure really is the glass we found along the way. Don't tell Space. Okay, so now with all of that glass acquired, it is time to tell you about the idea. So you know how transparent map art has been kind of popping off? People have been doing a lot with it and enjoying the heck out of it. And I just want to put the disclaimer out there that I have had plans to use transparent maps in all of this base since I started thinking about it like a year ago. So the first spot where I want to build some transparent maps is going to be on these pillars. I think these pillars would look awesome with a little bit of vines squiggling around it. So if you don't know, in order to make transparent maps, well, you have to go out to the end. Okay. So, I think where I'm going to set up this operation is going to be out in the outer end circle sphere rings? Rings. That sounds correct. Instead of near the end island where the dragon could potentially, cause some issues. So, what we need to do is we need to head out across the void. So, let's pull up chunk borders. And I have never really worked with maps before, So I don't know how one determines exactly where to build your map. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stand in this little chunk and we're going to make a map. And we're going to look at... Okay. Okay, so we've got to go a good ways out to get to the void. We basically have to cross, what? 3 chunks? We will check that when we get there. How about that? And we are right on the edge of the map. Cool. So, from here is where we would have a new map. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to stand in this chunk and fill a new map. So first things first, we're going to fill in this side to the corner of the map. Okay. We done did it. And it looks like it's 8 chunks. So, here we go. And there we go. We are connected. Oh, geez, that's a lot of Endermen. Well, those were some trippy visuals. I don't know about you, but those are a lot. Hope you enjoyed. Now I'm going to get to fully filling this thing out and creating some actual map art. Let's go! I realized in the middle of tearing this down that I should probably bring you guys in here and show you a little bit of the process that we're using here. So here's the basic map of this area. It's completely transparent except for where we've actually put blocks down. Now this final map is partially pulled down, but if we pull in the maps that we've made and look at them, basically every time I created a new map here, I took it over to the cartography table over there and duplicated it and then locked the duplicated map. And now we have these 3 maps as essentially a custom transparent texture to use in the game. So let's pull the rest of this down so it's nice and ready for other people to use in the future. And then we're going to head back to my base and get this installed. Okay, so the pillar that I really want these on is this one. Let's see, that's the first one. What order are these in? No, this order. There we go. All right, so then all we do is we place the map in the item frame. Do you see how it already is transparent, but it still shows the item frame behind it? We have the ability to turn those item frames invisible on the server. So then we turn it invisible, and look at that. Oh, it's so cool. I love it so much. And there we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. We've got just some little vines climbing up the pillar here. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's such a tiny little detail, but it adds so much. I love that. That's so cool. Maybe I'll add a couple more around in here too. I don't know. You'll notice that I didn't use the most detailed pattern in the world. I literally just like pulled a cross stitch pattern off of Pinterest and adapted it to fit like what I wanted it to look like. And I decided to go for that like slightly simpler cross stitch style pattern so that it felt like it was in theme with this fiber arts theme that we have going on in the base. But now I think it's time to freshen up the rest of this little interior space here and make it super cute and enjoyable to hang out in when we're doing all of the villager trading that we inevitably do. The corner that I'm actively worried about here is this villager breeder drop chute. So I think we need to tear it down mostly and figure out how to stash the zombie and just make this whole area a little bit more comfortable to function in as well as look cute. What if we leaned into that little acacia shelf and dark oak pattern that we have going on up here? I think if we leaned into that in making our villager breeder corner, that would be really nice. I'm envisioning, what if we made like this the villager breeder? We have this little corner where the minecart can zoop in and pick them up. Okay, this is simple but effective. Does the job. I need to get a nice little zombie station set up like right here. Well, what we're gonna need to do for this then is just carve a little bit of the wall out here. Let me do that. Come on, bud. Come on. You can do it, I believe in you. He's not fitting through there. Is he wider than me? Surely not. No. It's just a little silly. There we go. All right, Buddy is contained, in fact. We go bam and bam. And there, we don't have to worry about him slapping anybody. Okay, so now we want to actually just like decorate this corner. And I kind of feel like it would be fun to put in like mini blocks of the different workstations and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool. So I think in this build, for a lot of the structural trimming, we're going with dark oak, right? But for things like functional bits, like shelves and stuff like that, I think we'll go with spruce for that, just so there's some distinction there. I'm going to put the cartography table down low just because I love it so much. And I want to turn it so that that globe corner is facing outwards like that. Excellent. I'm going to put a flower pot in this corner of things. I'm going to go boom and boom. All right. It's simple, which keeps it usable, and I like that. Now, speaking of shelves, this corner is going to be a lot to deal with. I very much want this to have a little bit of a storage room vibe to it. All right, I want this room to be full of barrels and chests and feel like it's on shelves and stuff like that. So we do something like that and then add some spruce trapdoors in here. So then these chests and barrels hold basically all of our trading bits, right? We need to add some chiseled bookshelves for book storage. And we need a light of some nature. I want to put some different like flowers and saplings in some of these pots. I just don't actually have many of them, so we might need to go on a little flower picking expedition to finish off some of these spots. There we go. That looks very, very storagey. That is exactly what we want to see. And then we can go ahead and toss some of these books back on the shelf, and as we trade up and collect more books, they will show up here more, and we'll probably organize them at some point because, yeah, this is really bad right now. All right, I'll go sleep. Sheesh. I really wish that we could make corners happen with these shelves. If anyone has a good, like, technique for bridging corners like that with shelves, please do let me know, because I haven't figured it out yet, but I think that does add a lot of depth to this room. So I think this room is done for the moment, which brings us over to this area. I am not going to spend too much time on the upstairs beyond putting in more of these beams, just because I really have no idea what I want to do with it. I don't particularly need the space for anything, so I'm sure that we will come up with stuff as I find that I happen to need a space for something. But what we do need to do is we need to make this staircase nicer. And the first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to try to make these stairs feel a little bit thicker. And then from here, I want like some colorful railing. And I think I want warped. Ooh, that's really cute. I feel like I need a painting at, like, especially this landing. Ooh. Are there not taller ones? Are the taller ones? I think the taller ones are 3 wide. Maybe. There we go. What if we had that? Is that too big? It feels like it's a little too big. But like, oh, I really love this painting. I want to keep it in here. I really think we need like 2x3 or even 2x4 paintings, because a 2x3 painting would be absolutely perfect right there. But I think we'll leave that for the moment and just gonna see how it feels. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. All right, well, while we wait for the last few bits of this to grow and end up in this corner, let's turn our attention to this middle bit. Because I mostly want this middle area to just kind of be this lush green area with lots of plants and things in it. So we'll pile some bushes kind of around the pillars a little bit. Add a couple of corner bits. And then we'll just run around with a little bit of bone meal. And then we're going to trim this down immensely. None of the flowers. I just want it to be green. And I don't think we want any tall grass. Tall grass definitely gives that overgrown look. And we are not going for overgrown. We're just going for lush. And then if we tossed in just a couple of bushes and maybe a couple of pieces of the nether grass even, I think that this would balance this area out really nicely. I'm pretty sure that the only bush that I have is in here. Yeah. So let's go duplicate that a little bit. So we get some pops of blue-green really, as a little extra variation in color. And then if we add in a couple of bushes, we'll get a little bit of variation in shape as well. Yeah, and that makes this little courtyard just a lot more alive. I think I might put a couple of firefly bushes underneath as well, just to, yeah, continue the feeling of being alive. I really love the animation they did with the firefly particles because it does kind of feel like, oh, there's little bugs floating around the area, which is exactly what we want to feel like in this little middle courtyard area, for sure. Now, the last spot we need to work on is this entrance, and I am going to be so real with you guys here. I don't know what to do with it. I have no vision for this spot. So we're gonna have to come up with something. Entryway. We've got to sit and imagine what we want this entryway to look like. Because here it is coming from the outside, right? We've got this big window, which is going to have more details in it later. We just aren't at the update where I can do those details yet. So I'm super excited for the tiny takeover update to hit here for that specific purpose. But we have this like kind of big grand entrance, and then we walk up to the door and we open it, and honestly, we're not even paying attention to the little bit in this entrance area. We're not paying attention to what's around here at all. We are just walking straight forward and into the actual villager zone. So we just need it to be fairly simple, but warm and welcoming, probably add a little bit of light, and, you know, maybe some pots and things like that. What if we just took away the chains? What if it was just a frog light and its cubes? It's cute. It's floaty and it glows. I like it. I feel like I want something kind of outlining this doorway, and maybe it's just more plants. I don't like putting plants there. We need some sort of framing, some sort of transition. I wonder if, like, bamboo shelves might help with that transition. Let's try that. Okay. And then on the sides, we can either put some bamboo trapdoors or more shelves. I kind of feel like we actually want this upper spot to just be like bamboo trapdoors. Yeah. And then we get that. Yeah. I really, really like this area. I think we did a great job here. And now we have one more area to turn our attention to in this villager villa. So if we swing our way over here, you'll remember that we made this kind of lean-to area of the building. And I know exactly what I want to do with it. I want to turn this into a little fiber arts workshop. So here's the thing with fiber. Dyeing fibers is generally a process that involves a lot of chemicals, and you need to do in a well-ventilated space, aka pretty much outside. And so that's what we're going to turn this space into. It's going to be a little bit of a banner workshop. You know me, I love my banners. And we'll have lots of like spots for storing dyes and stuff like that. All right, one of the first things we need in here is light. No, I don't like it, unfortunately. It does not match the vibes of everything else that's going on in this room. Okay, that leaves a lot of lighting left to be desired, unfortunately. So we're definitely gonna have to start bringing in other lights in places. Let's start with making a little table here, though. Oh my gosh, there we have a loom. In fact, I'm even gonna put a little bench here. I'm gonna need a spinning wheel, aren't I? Ugh. Spinning wheels are really hard to make in this game at a player scale. Alright, so there we have a bench and our loom that we can work at. I'm gonna move this light over into this corner because what I'm gonna do next is I'm actually going to turn a lot of this floor into just like packed dirt. I very much want this to feel like an outdoors workshop, but you're just kind of underneath, you know, underneath a roof. And a lot of this floor is going to be dirt and or grass. We're gonna need a big old vat over here for some of the dyeing. Actually, maybe the vat will go here. Because... And then this side can be the spinning wheel, because this needs to be closer to ventilation. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a teensy-tiny little mirror pool situation. Mirror pool? That is so the wrong word. Fog cloud pool thingy. I don't know. Here we go. Super glowy. We'll put in walls for that momentarily. But we get kind of our vat of goodness here. Okay, this is not the world's worst approximation of a spinning wheel. And if I put like a bit of string, quote unquote, around this with armor stands, I think that'll actually be kind of convincing. I think. I need to do something in this corner to properly produce light. I don't know what. Unless we do some kind of like folding wall just for like, maybe it's a little bit of a dressing room type area you're trying stuff on. I don't know. It feels far-fetched, but let's try it. Okay, I think it needs to be like one taller, but yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's actually really cute. And then we'll start, you know, hanging banners and stuff from even like the rafters and things like that. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to need so much more storage than I currently have in here, but it's a start. And this place is kind of jam-packed full of stuff and still fairly useful. So we've got our spinning wheel here with all our little armor stands, making it spin yarn. We've got some piles of yarn on the table. This is actually the color scheme of a project that I'm currently knitting. I'm probably going to end up hanging more banners around here, but we've got a little bunting thing. I'm a really big fan of this. There's just so much color. I love color so much. Color is my favorite thing. I'm so excited for you to see the main base, actually, because of color. It's an aspen! That I cannot hear.
A D.
Oh, there you are. It's an aspen.
Hello.
Hello.
I came here because I realized something.
What's that?
We may have forgotten something.
Oh no!
I think they've marinated long enough.
Yeah, we have soup to finish cooking. I now have fishing rod.
Yippee!
Where
are we going?
Over the hill and through the woods? Or something?
Oh yeah, I don't remember where it is. That's at least half the reason why I had to come get you.
1 second, let me grab a bed. We, I think, hop over this mountain, and yeah, is it this cave right here? I think it's this cave right here. Yep. And we just wiggle our way down.
Oh yeah, I remember the route now because I died a bunch.
You died a bunch, yeah. Ow. For the context of the people who were not here for this, we went ancient city diving on stream and figured there was one under my base, which, guess what? There is.
So I imagine that, well, those watching can, probably hear what's going on right now.
We came in and looted this ancient city, and in the process created our most wonderful creation, Warden Soup. It's really, really fun. Soup. Actually, actually, first, before we start flinging these guys around, we should
Oh, do we
demonstrate
wanna
the
do a demo?
most. Yeah, we need a proper warden soup demo.
All right,
Do you want to join
you
me?
got it. Absolutely.
Let's soup.
Let's soup.
Hello, my friends. Hi, how are you guys? We just hang out. There we go. You did set your spawn, right?
I did set my spawn. I'm just waiting to see. I might drown before they notice me, actually. I think they all locked
Yeah, we
onto you
haven't
and then
got
back onto
them-
the machine.
Yeah, we haven't gotten them crazy.
there we
angry.
go.
There you are.
I went up for air and they noticed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
It's
a
like
good
a
test
big,
of our respawn.
fun hug.
Yeah. I was thinking we'd demo how we got them there, but you can
Ooh.
probably just roll the clips.
Yeah, we can roll clips / if we want to demo, we should probably do it after so that we don't have a full health guy in there. Would you like to explain
That's
how this
true.
process works?
So I discovered a while back that as long as your feet aren't touching the ground in Minecraft, well, according to Minecraft, you're in the air, even if you're in the water. So if you, let's say, float something in the water for a good long chunk of time, and then you fling it in the air, Minecraft goes, hey, this thing was in the air. Let's calculate fall damage based on how long it wasn't touching the ground. And then they hit the ground and die instantly because according to Minecraft, they fell like 1,000,000 blocks. And this is my favorite way to kill wardens. Is it effective or fast? Absolutely not. Is
But
it
it
really
is
funny to
fun.
send them flying? Yes.
It's so fun. All right, well...
Would you like to do the honors?
Okay. I will do my best. I am not the clearly not the professional here. Let's try this angle. Yeah, this angle should do. All
Oh, you're
right.
the professional fisher. Here
I
we
am
go.
a professional fisher. Bam. Did he die? I can't see, so,
I
you
can't
know.
see a darn thing. We should have brought night vision potions. This would maybe have made the experience better.
Well, he's still there.
Hmm.
We should try it again.
I cannot explain to you why this is.
Well,
he's not going to die now, because they're not losing health.
Yeah, it might just be that, like, he literally didn't, maybe the area wasn't actually loaded for most of that time. Let's try another one, just to see. Bam. Nope. Yeah, that feels like the
think we
area
haven't
wasn't
loaded this
loaded.
area long
Darn
enough.
it. Yep. We should probably demonstrate our technique since we gotta leave him marinating anyways.
Yay! Technique time.
Technique time. All right, time to get a new friend.
Yeah, we just got to annoy them enough.
Yep.
We've got like one here. I don't think we've cleared the city, but this is the closest one.
Yeah. It's such a dramatic animation. I love it.
Yeah. Also, pro tip, if you're doing this at home, fully empty your inventory, including
Yes.
your armor.
You're
Wardens
gonna
ignore armor.
die.
You're gonna die.
All
Probably.
right, this should be the last
Unless
one.
you're really cool like us. Hello. There he is! And don't run too fast, or they will just lose you.
Where is he? Hey, buddy. There. Come here, my guy. Hi.
Here, I'm standing near the exit. You
He's-
can use my username as a guide.
Woo! Think he's coming. My sounds are turned down super low, so I can't even hear him. Oh, come on, buddy. He is not following me. I don't know why my sound is so low. This is really bad. Hey, come on. Yeah, I know. You gotta follow me.
What's he locked on? They should prioritize players.
Yeah, I know.
Whoop,
there he
he's coming! He's coming! He's coming!
I see wardens. Ah! Yeah, I'm definitely dying
Oh,
here.
that's me!
Whoop. And there it is.
Also, the other part of this setup that I don't think we explained is that I've set up an observer clock with a piston attached to it. I assume your audience will know what that means without me explaining. It's a noise machine. As long as they're not locked onto a player, like they always prioritize players, but they will lock onto the noise machine in the interim. And so that's how we got them all here and are keeping them kind of stuck. We did have to box them in. They were able to walk out of the soup.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, you got him? Yeah.
And this way, buddy.
Yoink!
Yoink and yoink. And he keeps landing on the edge probably because there are too many entities in there. Nice. There we go.
Hey!
At least for everyone else, they won't have to wait for the amount of time we'll have to wait. So I guess we'll just bring them back when we're ready to one-shot these guys.
This is totally our first attempt. And we had no
totally
previous
normal
issue.
hour. For us.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just as hype. All right,
Just
build
hype.
up, hype up.
Hype.
It is time to see if we have marinated these wardens for long enough. You want to give it a go?
Let's do it. All right. Doink. I heard him take
That didn't
damage.
sound like
that
a
did not
death.
sound like death.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
they've
walking
updated
around.
it.
No!
They've changed it.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
terrible.
I'm sorry Mojang ruined the outro of your video. Well, you can also fish them to death by just like if you fish them like 1
This is
bajillion
true.
times. Eventually
It's not
they will die to fall
particularly
damage.
effective.
No. Well, now this isn't even like a cool strat. They ruined my one cool thing. This was my one cool thing was that I
that's
knew
so
about
rude of
it.
them.
Like, I mean, people still like the warden fishing. They think it's silly. It's
Warden
excuse
fishing is
me.
silly and fun.
Now I hold the power. Yoink! Goodbye!
Well, there it is. Goodbye, everybody. It's been fun.